Want to give a rest in peace to Rodney Rogers, age 54, former NBA player who passed away over the weekend. He was a very feisty player. I remember when he came out of Wake Forest, big, strong. It's the kind of player that his styling might not necessarily be, things that would always show up on the stats sheet. He did win 6 Man a year back 99, 2000, but he was a feisty, tough dude, the kind of player that you'll never see again in today's NBA. He had a very severe injury in the late '00s, which affected his spine, which he wasn't able to walk again. But he rededicated himself, and a lot of times people don't really see the act two or the act three of certain athletes. They either go by the facade or they go by the money or they go by the allure of fame. But there were other sides. He was a family man, his wife, and they had children and had a life where he was, very much part of the community and very memorable. Had a very impressive college career at Wake Forest. And, he was a 12-year player in the NBA, played a long time. And he really put his time in. So when I hear about a guy of him, and it just Rodney Rogers is a flashpoint because he was only 54. And I just recall he was a hardworking player. Again, it's a throwback to another era, another style. You'll never see that style up on the platform again. They don't allow that style to play. But believe me, he earned what he did. He was very tenacious and he held his own. And sometimes with some players, it's not always about stats. It's about doing what they do well. So, but in the event, though, he was a much respected figure. You see Jason Kidd, you see others talking really highly of him, and you understand, the kind of impact he had. Some of these guys that played at a particular time and positioning, it wasn't about stats. It wasn't about all-star game selections or selling their jerseys or selling their soul. It was just straight ballers who, played for the love of the game, but also because they could play a position. They played hard. It was like hard work ethic, and it was a type of attitude that kept them around. So everybody who rocks a lot of jerseys, well, I know sometimes they joke around about the cats walking around like mascots. It doesn't always mean that they were scrubs. It's just that the style that they played was, for certain seasons, for certain reasons, with certain situations. But, a lot of these guys given the right opportunity with the right coaching, it can definitely be a factor for what they do. And he definitely, had an impact. But more importantly, as a man, he was respected. And, when you see the love and outpouring for Rodney Rogers, you get it, you just definitely understand why people didn't forget. And that says a lot about your character. Because when it's all the hype and the cheers or the jeers or however it goes in your career, when you go off from the limelight, people still remember what you were about and what you represented. And Rodney Rogers represented dignity, and he had respect, and he was a hardworking player. So it's one of those situations where you remember, and you can remember certain possessions where he was boxing out or how he was fighting for rebounds or what he was doing, But just more importantly, as a man, post-career, he still commanded that respect. So he will be missed, and prayers and thoughts are with his family. And people are going to definitely remember Rodney Rogers. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share the video if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.